I love this page. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. When I first read that, when I first started up the game, that last line gave me chills. So I'm so excited for this. I'm actually going to hit new game, because I don't know if it just, I guess it just tosses you right in. I'm very excited for this.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I would have expected her to be in a castle. Oh, that's so fun. When I move my mouse, the perspective shifts. That's so cool. That's the parallaxing. I hadn't really thought about what that actually meant.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh. Interesting that the choices are on the side. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution. I love that. I want to go for one of the explore options. Let's ask what the end of the world. Let's be a basic bitch.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
I feel like no more people is the best of those, if we're gonna be honest. I want to say, if you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her.
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out, which she will unless you do something about it.
Why me, though? And how will she get out? Especially if she's just a princess. Do you have any evidence to back this up?
You're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Alright, what happens if she gets out?
The more specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down.
Oh, so we just don't like her policies. I want to know why she's evil, so we'll say we'll go talk to her.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
So we're framing her as an abuser, effectively.
Then each and every one of us is doomed.
How will she get out? I'm
So
really
sure,
curious.
go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
I think that's the same voice actor.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
It is the same voice actor. It's gonna make it just a little bit hard to tell who's talking, so we'll just have to pay attention to when it says the voice of the hero versus the narrator. I guess I don't have a choice but to go to the cabin. I can't fuck off into the woods and live my life there.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
I love how the only thing that's not warbling is the blade.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's take the blade just in case. I know that there's an ending where she can stab us.
It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Why didn't we come prepared to kill her? Oh, now my mouse, I don't know if you can see my mouse. My mouse is now a hand holding a knife, whereas before it was like a clawed pointer finger. I can't jump out the window. I'm gonna enter the basement with our knife.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Well, and now I feel bad for the princess, because nobody deserves to be in these kinds of conditions. I love that the lines on the rocks, like, fall out of the rocks, and just that it's not a pristine or neat art style. I think it fits the mood and really makes the mood really, really effectively.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
It's probably his first company in a long time.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
She sounded kind of wary and despondent to
Don't let
me.
it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
I think I'm here to kill you. Let's do just checking in on you.
It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
What's the other chain for? And why does it look like it's been broken in the past?
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
I'm surprised that she still has her crown and gown.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Kinda, yeah. I would say I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I'm gonna tighten my grip. I don't want to give up on the knife because I know that she can be
Ignore the
dangerous.
trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
I think it's probably intentional that the narrator and the hero have virtually the same voice. I think we're gonna learn more about that later on. I don't think the narrator is a separate person from us.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I love a dangerous woman. Gotta be honest.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
I wonder if there's any ending in which you do actually kill her.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I want to say I'm sorry. Can we just talk?
You're so close. Don't give up. You've come this far. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
I'm not dropping.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Oh. You know what? That's fair. That's a fair point. Squint at the princess while holding onto the blade. I'm gonna
You
squint
stare
at
at
her.
the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
Yes, we are. Are you sure you don't want to talk?
Yeah, I'm sure.
We could have squinted at her harder.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here.
Alright, I guess we're gonna drop the blade. I really want to make sure that it's out of her range, but it's not an
The
option.
blade tumbles out of your trembling
The
hands
narrator has
and
signed.
drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
I love her voice
Against your
acting.
better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
I don't blame her for being wary, but
We'll be
I am also
fine.
wary.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Her ears are very, very low. Like, her eyes are huge, yeah, but her ears are very low.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
I love that it's all hatch shading. Say there are people out there who think you're going to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster?
I think you might be.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
I would imagine that she knows. Let's deflect. Let's say, what are you gonna do?
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life.
But why has she been down here? Why was she put away in the
knows what
first
she'd
place?
do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful.
I love that the narrator isn't
At
unbiased.
the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right
That's
about
fair.
one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
That's the problem. Is I don't know who
She's
put her
wrong.
here.
This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Do we not like monarchs in this universe? Let's ask how long she's been down here. I want to know.
Too long.
Vague answer.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
We haven't gotten a straight answer out of the narrator either, though. So it's all kind of a moot point. I want to know her name.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Alright, so now she sounds entitled.
Oh,
Immediately back out
Have
of
you
that.
decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I'm not getting her out of here. I don't think that would be a good idea. I think for this run, we're gonna kill her.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle.
I love that we're clearly a monster. We're clearly not human.
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down.
I love that she's, from this narration, it sounds like she's still in high heels.
As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, The princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity.
She's reminding me of Uncle Iroh when he's locked in prison. She's clearly been working out down here.
You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is.
We have these huge claws.
Everything
Why
goes
did we
dark.
need a knife?
And you die.